Alright.
What a gentleman.
Whenever you're ready.
And
If nobody wants to sell sex, it is a crime to force anyone to do so. But when men or women do want to sell their bodies, they should have that full right without encountering punishment or discrimination. Hello everyone, my name is Yuval, and I will be debating against Elizabeth Fleischer today in the debate on the issue of prostitution. Our resolution is, resolved that prostitution is detrimental to society. And as a negative in this side of the debate, I support the opinion that prostitution is not detrimental to society. A sentiment that you just heard as expressed in the book, Love for Sale. Now within this resolution I would like to define a few key terms. Prostitution, as defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is the act or practice of engaging in promiscuous sexual relations, especially for money. And in this debate, prostitution is also defined as consensual work where no abuse is involved. I would like to reinforce that many jobs, such as working in a factory, have the opportunity for danger to occur. However, when these jobs are done properly and correctly in the correct situations, the way they're meant to be, then no abuse is involved and no danger is incurred. Also, detrimental is defined as anything that is harmful. And my final definition of the word society is the most important, and it is actually the same as Liz's definition. A community, nation, or broad grouping of people having common traditions, institutions, and collective activities and interests. However, where my definition changes is in this. This means that you are to consider whether prostitution is detrimental to society, not whether prostitution is detrimental to one individual who is a part of society. My definition of society is speaking about society as a whole. So if one person, it is detrimental to them, one person contracts an STD, that's not detrimental to the whole of society. And also, I'm talking about prostitution as it is meant to be practiced with safe sex with condoms, without the actual danger of. So for example, if I make an argument that says that prostitution is not detrimental to society, and Liz makes an argument stating that prostitution is detrimental to an individual, then you must consider my argument over hers because of this resolution and the definition of society. As the affirmative speaker in this debate, Liz also has the burden of proof. If neither side proves conclusively that the resolution is correct or false, you must vote negative because of the burden of proof which is placed on the affirmative. As for me, I will be proving that prostitution is not detrimental to society through the emphasis of my two main values. Prostitution is a valid career choice, and prostitution is a victimless crime between two consenting adults that is not detrimental to society as a whole, and usually not detrimental to individuals as well. First, I would like to speak about the value of prostitution as a career choice. Although it is sometimes referred to as the world's oldest professions, one of the first cases in which we saw prostitution flourish in a society was in Greece. The Greek hetera was a woman who worked as a prostitute and sometimes gained even superior status to men and other women in society for her work. Other examples of prostitution exist today in countries such as the Netherlands and in Germany. This issue is also extremely relevant in the United States. In 1949, the UN General Assembly proposed a resolution against prostitution, and the United States, along with a few other countries, has yet to pass it. In the USA, prostitution is illegal everywhere except for in some parts of Nevada. I argue that a capitalistic society must encourage the free and open choice of a profession. Anyone that wants to make money and climb the ranks of society should be free to do so in any way. Although this isn't a policy debate and I don't have a plan for legalizing prostitution, I do agree with the values of it, as I'm talking about in this debate. This capitalistic argument is one of the many reasons why many Marxist and socialist leaders are so vehemently opposed to prostitution. As a democratic society, in the United States, as Liz limited the topic, we cannot encourage individuals, we cannot encourage individuals to do what they desire in terms of choosing a profession, but then choose to draw the line at sex work, just because of our morals, which are not always correct. In our society, sex is freely dispensed, without being a detriment to society, as you heard my opponent say in the cross-examination. She said that it's not detrimental to society when two consenting adults that are married or unmarried have sex. And the free market of capitalism is also freely taken advantage of without being a detriment to society. Prostitution, I argue, is simply combining the free market and the dispensation of sex into one profession that deserves as much consideration and respect as any other profession. My second main argument and value is that prostitution as a profession that allows sex to take place between two consenting adults. And as I have established in my cross-examination, when two married or non-married adults have consensual sex, it is not viewed by my partner and by society as a detriment to society. Also, pornography is legal and not viewed as a major detriment to society, or less of one, as my opponent admitted, despite their stark similarities. Another way to refer to prostitution is to say that it is a victimless crime. As you heard me define previously, prostitution is defined as the ideal application of this profession, where no abuse is involved and work is consensual. Every job has possible dangers, but you have to consider how it's meant to be practiced. This definition is acceptable because many different jobs have some level of exploitation as well, such as the pimps that she referred to. The workers in a factory, as I said, do not get a huge share of the huge company profits. The cashier at the coffee shop does not make as much money as her superior, and so on. Prostitution, however, is not detrimental to society. Who is actually being harmed when the prostitute and client are both involved in consensual sex? If there is no STDs being shared, then this is not detrimental to society or the individual. Neither individual is being harmed. Society as a whole suffers no contemptible consequences from allowing sex to take place. And we can all agree that kidnapping, slavery, and child prostitution are wrong. However, when you define prostitution in the scenario that I'm speaking about, where no abuse is involved, there is no possible detriment to society. I urge you all to look at this issue not with your previous biases or with your opinions, but with a clear understanding and thought of this thought-provoking issue that is in front of you, as presented by Liz and I. Resolve that prostitution is detrimental to society. I believe that prostitution is not at all a detriment to society as defined. My position is supported by my two main and strong values. Prostitution is a legitimate career choice that should be respected as much as any other one in a capitalistic society. And prostitution is a victimless crime that takes place between two consenting adults as long as no STDs are being shared. Prostitution is not detrimental to society, as I've said, and I urge you all to look at the facts and vote negative. Thank you.